Alrighty, I have a construction update for you guys today or tomorrow. This is yesterday's footage, just re-uploaded. Had to take something out of the video. But with that being said, there is some exciting news to share. The stall is about 50% complete, especially by the end of this video. So huge thank you to Craiga. I filmed in the morning, and then Craiga went and filmed at night for me because sometimes I'm just stuck at work and I can't film in the evening. Normally it's vice versa. I don't film in the morning. I film at the end of the day. But nonetheless, a lot of work going on Alpen Fury. A lot of progression inside the mountain, a lot of progression in the station. As you can tell, brickwork going down, and there's even some more exciting news to share with you guys tomorrow. As long as the weather holds out, I want to get into the park and just film some stuff for you guys. I wasn't, unfortunately, able to make it to the park today in time to film an update today. So this is just yesterday's footage on May 27th. Today is May 28th when this video goes back up. I'm so sorry. The exciting news that we got to watch yesterday is there is definitely some improvement on working on the double inverted top hat for Alpen Fury. Some more exciting news is the tilted station platforms that allow those more free premier trains has been installed on Alpen Fury station. So those platforms have been installed. They are working on the shingles for the roof. And as you can see here in that footage, they're what looks like moving the chimney into place. There's a little chimney piece that has been added to the roof as well. Outside of that, there's a guy working on the electrical. Alpenfest and the station still has a lot of work to do, but fingers crossed that we're still looking for a late June opening. If all goes well, timeline-wise, Wonderland can knock it out of the park. But we definitely need to keep our eyes peeled for the completion of the stall, as well as finishing off torquing and getting the supports connected together. So we'll definitely be keeping you guys posted on all that as they work to essentially work through all the difficult tasks of building Alpen Fury. But with that being said, there is not too much work left in terms of what is left to do. And what I wanted to show you guys on the screen is part of building a roller coaster and steel structure and skyscraper, and that is welding. So as you can see on the screen, they sometimes have to make adjustments to a piece of structure in order to make it align better, and that is exactly what you're seeing on the screen here, them essentially cutting and then re-welding and reattaching that. So that's exciting as they work to get essentially the areas of the coaster that haven't yet been finished while we wait on some support. So obviously when we look at Alpen Fury and its current state, especially from the drone, we're missing approximately 5 support pieces. So that means about actually 2 more shipments, not 1 more shipment. I think I said there was 1 more shipment left. Well, it actually looks like there's 2 because I don't think you can fit 5 supports on 1 flatbed. So definitely waiting on those 5 supports to finish the west tower of the stall. So Walters is a fantastic construction company. You saw them install that ice winder roll in a day. Half this stall was essentially done in a day and a half. And as soon as these supports come in, I fully suspect that they can knock the rest of this thing out in a day, not including torquing and any welding that needs to be done to Alpen Fury. So obviously still a lot of work left to do in terms of the nitty-gritty now. So let's say by June 3rd, they finish vertical construction on Alpen Fury. We gotta wait for them to finish all the torquing. We gotta wait for them just to ensure that all the support to track pieces are aligned and torqued fully. We then gotta wait for them to obviously do their pre-commissioning checks, like the clearance envelope, then the train sliding through the LSMs. And if all goes to well, the train should be added to the track early next week or sometime next week. They are not on the track, just to redact something that I had said previously in another video. or a couple videos actually. The trains are actually not in the track. A common practice that any theme park is, essentially you got to work on the trains. You got to teach your maintenance team how to take apart and put back together those trains, because that's a regular off-season task. So that's probably what the trains are doing in the maintenance bay. That's where I assume they are if they're not on the track. So that's essentially what's going on there, I think, with the trains. Here is just a close-up shot of that kind of like cutting and reattaching, re-angling a support column. Again, very common in the construction industry. I have hiccups in the middle of recording a video. This is terrible. It's really awesome to see them patching up some of the holes on the mountain, especially that massive hole. It is showing signs that it's going to get patched up. Again, some really good news is a lot of these support columns that did have gaps in their connection pieces have been fixed, and we're down to what looks like one more on the double inverted top hat. And just looking at yesterday's footage versus a day or two before it, there's a huge improvement. So definitely some good news to share there in terms of the double inverted top hat. We are getting closer to the most complex structure on the roller coaster being completed. I have some really good news to share. The tunnel is going in, and it looks like it will fully encompass Alpen Fury, so that's exciting. I know there was some discussion out there that maybe there wouldn't be a tunnel. No, there's going to be a tunnel. That's a pretty big component of the ride. The only thing that there's no evidence of right now is the fire element, but that is something that could probably go up pretty quickly, because I assume it's just going to be something on the highest tip of the ride that just shoots out a one like flame or something. This little aspect coming out of this new hole in the mountain, which is probably going to be our wing coaster for 2027. I'm kidding, by the way. It looks like it's most likely going to either be a maintenance entrance, which I don't think it is, because the tunnel just literally 15 steps to the right has that maintenance entrance, a little pathway. I think that's an emergency evac if the train e-stops or rolls back. Inside the mountain, as you can see, there's some framing going in for the tunnel. The clearance envelope has moved forward, so that's really exciting. Again, the tunnel looks like it's going to encompass the ride, definitely adding to that effect of the launch. This is definitely going to be a really powerful launch. The launch in size is about 3 train lengths of Alpen Fury trains. So just to put that into perspective, how small of a launch that is, it's insane. So I even think that first little booster launch is going to pack quite a punch. So this ride's going to be very punchy, and I'm really excited for it. It's definitely a really good design. And I can't wait to see how forceful it actually is. Inside the station, no sign of the control panel is where that guy stands. That is the op booth. It's slightly elevated above the station, and there's no sign of the op booth in there. So I have a feeling that'll be installed early next week, but that is an assumption and prediction that I am making, not in a fact. Over here, they are getting the pneumatic system all programmed and ready. Again, very good signs, very healthy signs that the ride is ready. So I believe that is the gas line. Then there's the pneumatic line, which is the blue line there. But take the gas line with a grain of salt. I'm not familiar with that kind of stuff, but yes. So this is the team working on the double inverted top hat. Like I said, yes, the supports are all scratched up, but that is good. I know when I say good, you're like, oh, but it looks ugly. No, it's a good thing, because that means we're that much closer to that being completed. It's work that's unfortunately necessary sometimes in construction projects, and Alpen Fury just needed a little extra tender love and care. And that's exactly what's going on. And again, like I said, I think I have some good news to share with you guys tomorrow inside the park when I go and film. So stay tuned for that, for tomorrow's update, because I think, fingers crossed, it's really good news. So with that being said, Walter's group was really hard at work today installing about 3/4 of the west side tower. I thought I was about to say West Side Story. The West Tower. So that was awesome to watch. And by the end of the day, yeah, about 3/4 of it was installed. So this is just them buffing out that weld job. In terms of welding, this is just that buffing phase. So here they are installing some of those support columns that are connected to the stall support structure, but connect to the Ice Winder Rolls track pieces. So that's awesome. Those are connected, and then I believe early next week we'll see them complete the stall. Again, I have a prediction. Take that with a huge grain of salt. Obviously, my countdowns haven't worked previously, but I'm hoping that we'll see Alpen Fury completed around June 3rd. And then, obviously, like I said, there's a lot more work to go. Outside of that, all the track pieces are here. I'm trying to just regurgitate any information from yesterday's video really quickly. And yeah, so they are opening up the path underneath the Skyflyer Loop to be a festival area that'll house the festivals. So you will be able to walk underneath the Skyflyer Loop. That's really exciting. And I'm trying to think. So they're laying down bricks there. This is Walter's group installing one of the most complex support structures in this area. As you can see, it's got like 6 connecting pieces. Yeah, we're just waiting on, again, what looks like mathematically 5 support columns, and all the track is here. And once that arrives, they'll be able to assemble it. We are really down to the wire, guys. I know a lot of people are super stressed right now with, when is this going to open? A lot of people are making jokes about 2026. I can assure you that this ride will not open in 2026. It's going to open in 2025. Worst case scenario, and this is based off of just my math and my equation, worst case scenario, we're going to look at mid-July. What I think best case scenario is third week of June. What I think realistically is going to happen is July 1st, the Canada Day long weekend. That's what I honestly think is going to happen. That is just me. That is not coming from the park. That is not coming from anyone. That's just my girl math. Okay? So please take that with a grain of salt, obviously. And yeah, so I think that's everything I have to say about Alpen Fury in this video. I'm really excited to just watch them finish this. I'm really excited to watch, the first test runs, which I suspect will be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm really excited to just watch this coaster come to life. And it's going to be the #1 roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland. I'm willing to put money down on it. It is going to be better than Behemoth, Yukon Striker, and Leviathan. Thank you so much for watching my construction updates, and can't wait to see you guys in the park. Have a good one. Bye.